Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Renegade Immortal episode number 427 based on novel. So let's start. The day before the Fallen Elder selection, Wang Lin arrived outside the Great Emperor planet with the Dark Scorpion clan and the Cloud Escape clan. When Wang Lin saw this strange planet, his eyes narrowed. The Great Emperor planet was surrounded by a layer of illusion, as if it was being hidden by a layer of fog. However, there were big spatial rifts that would devour everything inside this illusory fog. There were also waves of grey lines moving within the illusory fog. If you looked closely, you would find they weren't real, but gave off waves of magnetic force. Before Wang Lin even got close, he felt an extremely shocking force inside the illusory fog. This power was heaven-shattering. It could cause cultivators' spells to disintegrate and their treasures to collapse. This wasn't man-made or the power of a treasure, but something created by heaven. Wang Lin's pupils shrank. He observed it for a long time as he floated outside the illusory fog. There was already a large amount of cultivators outside this illusory fog. There were hundreds of them scattered everywhere, and those that knew each other were chatting softly. Wang Lin's arrival drew some attention and divine senses swept over. When they swept past the Dark Scorpion clan and the Escape Cloud clan, they all withdrew. As for Wang Lin, with his divine sense, very few people could see the real him. Wang Lin's expression remained unchanged and he coldly stared ahead. Every single Fallen Elder selection is carried out at the Great Emperor planet, but it is normally not accessible. When everyone has been gathered, a tunnel opens from the inside to allow everyone in. We didn't come too late, so the tunnel should open soon, the Dark Scorpion Patriarch whispered to Wang Lin. Wang Lin nodded and his gaze swept by the cultivators gathered here. There was no less than 10,000 cultivators. Although there were a lot of people, it was still insignificant in this vast space. I didn't think the Cloud Escape clan would take an interest in the Dark Scorpion clan, which always likes to be underground, and be accepted as subordinates. Really interesting. A sharp voice came from the front. A middle-aged man in blue walked out from a group of nearly 1,000 cultivators. This man's appearance was ordinary, but his eyes were like venomous snakes. There was a coldness hidden in his eyes. There was a serpent mark between his eyebrows, making him look even more gloomy. His words were filled with ridicule, and he stopped moving when he spoke. His gaze swept past Wang Lin's group. The Dark Scorpion Patriarch's expression changed. He looked at the middle-aged man and let out a cold snort. The Dark Scorpion Patriarch whispered, "That is the Soul Serpent clan's head elder. During the last elder selection, they fought with the Cloud Escape clan. The result was a tie, and both were disqualified. They also had some friction in the past." The Cloud Escape Patriarch was naturally also standing next to Wang Lin. When he heard the Soul Serpent clan's head elder's words, he remained calm and silently kept his head down. The Soul Serpent clan's head elder smiled and slowly said, "Rumor has it that the Cloud Escape clan invited Greed as an honorary elder. With Greed, I presume the Cloud Escape clan will be set for a seat as a fallen elder. However, how come I don't see Senior Greed?" His voice wasn't loud, but it contained his cultivation, so it echoed. The 10,000 cultivators here were all from the clans in the Fallen Land. They had all come here to steal a spot in the Fallen Council, and it could be said that they were all enemies to each other. Obtaining more information would be a great help in obtaining an elder seat. After hearing the words of the Soul Serpent clan's head elder, everyone looked toward the Cloud Escape clan. The name of Greed was very famous. Him helping the Cloud Escape clan was enough to catch the attention of the other clans. This old man heard that fellow cultivator Greed had become an honorary elder of the Cloud Escape clan. "Fellow cultivator Greed helped me once before, so I wanted to visit him. Master Yun-dun, why has fellow cultivator Greed not come?" The person who spoke was an old man in a purple robe. His face was pale, but his voice was loud. There were 3 arcs on his forehead. It was a water wave-like mark. The Cloud Escape Patriarch raised his head and looked at Wang Lin. Then he said in a cold voice, "Senior Greed had to leave due to some urgent matter and won't be coming. There's no need for all of you to guess," and lowered his head. This scene was seen by the old man who had spoken, and his pupils shrank. A branch of the Five-Element clan, the patriarch of the River Creek clan. He is currently the 13th fallen elder, the Dark Scorpion patriarch next to Wang Lin said softly. Wang Lin's expression remained calm and he nodded slightly. Who is talking about this old man's name? The River Creek patriarch, the 13th fallen elder, said in a cold voice. His gaze was like lightning, and it fell on Wang Lin and the Dark Scorpion patriarch. The River Creek patriarch's eyes lit up and he slowly said, "Little Scorpion, why haven't you come and kneeled after seeing this old man?" However, his gaze was locked onto Wang Lin. The expression of the Dark Scorpion patriarch changed greatly. To demand him to kneel before all these people was a great insult. The commotion caught the attention of the surrounding cultivators. They all looked over with the intent of watching a show. The middle-aged man from the Soul Serpent clan smiled and shook his head. "Little Scorpion, even if you want to climb up, you should be careful of who you choose follow. However, I can't blame you. Scorpions that only know how to hide underground are short-sighted." "What? Still not coming over? That's good. You, come here and kneel." The 13th fallen elder, the River Creek patriarch, pointed directly at Wang Lin. After he spoke, the Dark Scorpion patriarch's expression recovered and he revealed a hint of ridicule. Not only him, but the Cloud Escape patriarch also raised his head. There was mockery in his eyes and a deep, hidden sense of pride. Wang Lin smiled as he looked at Old Man and slowly said, "What? We can't say your name." The 13th fallen elder's eyes lit up. He saw how the Cloud Escape patriarch looked at Wang Lin, and from the way they were standing, this person seemed to be in charge. This was why he had spoken. As the 13th fallen elder, in order to get reselected, he needed to show a display of might. Although the Dark Scorpion clan was small, the Cloud Escape clan was not. With Greed's reputation, they were the best choice to use to show off his might. As far as the old man knew, Wang Lin was someone appointed by Greed, so using Wang Lin to show off his might was the same as using Greed. However, the mockery in the eyes of the Dark Scorpion patriarch and the Cloud Escape patriarch made him feel like something bad was coming. This person must have been appointed by Greed. Although Greed is strong, I'm a fallen elder, so there is nothing to fear. Thinking about this, the old man coldly snorted and said, "Only people that are qualified can say it. I just don't know if you have the qualifications." The elders and patriarchs were all old foxes, so they more or less guessed the situation. They had all come to the same conclusion that Wang Lin was someone appointed by Greed to come here. "You must not be from the fallen land. I advise you quickly kneel before me. Know that even your master, Greed, would have no choice but to kneel in this situation." The eyes of the head elder of the Soul Serpent clan lit up. It was he who had provoked this, and he was very happy to see the 13th fallen elder target the Cloud Escape clan. Qualifications? Wang Lin smiled. Who dares to say Senior doesn't have the qualifications? A roar suddenly came from the distance. A burst of rumbles echoed and more than 1,000 rays of light rushed over here. The person at the lead was a young man, and beside him were elders who were at the Heaven's Blight stage. They came with a powerful momentum and stood beside Wang Lin's group. The young man quickly stepped toward Wang Lin and clasped his hands. He was extremely respectful and loudly said, "Junior Armored Dragon Patriarch greets Senior." Behind him, the more than 1,000 Armored Dragon cultivators all looked at Wang Lin with respect and a hint of fear. They clasped their hands and said, "Greetings, Senior." This scene caused the expressions of all the cultivators here to change. Armored Dragon Clan. The 9th Elder's Armored Dragon Clan. Rumor has it that the 9th Fallen Elder was stripped of his title a few months ago and a new patriarch was chosen. This matter spread far and away. However, the reason for the removal of the 9th Elder was kept secret, so not many people know. Although the Armored Dragon Clan doesn't have many people, they are very powerful. They can be considered top 10 among the 372 clans in the Fallen Land. Who the hell is this person to make the Armored Dragon Clan greet him? Could it be he has nothing to do with greed? The middle-aged man from the Soul Serpent clan was stunned and his eyes lit up. The old man from the River Creek clan became gloomy. He looked Wang Lin and the fear in the eyes of the armored dragon clan members. A terrifying thought suddenly appeared in his heart. This guess immediately made the old man feel like a bucket of cold water had been dumped over him. His body trembled and his eyes were filled with terror and shock, along with a hint of disbelief. Impossible. I must be overthinking it. Just at this moment, the illusory fog formed by the magnetic force began to rumble. Then it began to expand and continue to spread. Then a passage was suddenly ripped open and revealed. Dozens of cold-looking cultivators came out of the passage. The person leading was the messenger that had appeared in the armored dragon clan. He didn't even look at the surrounding people and flew toward Wang Lin. Seeing this, the 13th fallen elder felt his heart skip a beat. The messenger flew at Wang Lin very fast. He instantly closed in on Wang Lin. When he was within 100 feet, he stopped and revealed a respectful smile. Then he clasped his hands and said, "Subordinate greets young emperor." Not only him, but the cultivators that came out of the passage quickly flew over as well. They also stopped 100 feet away and respectfully clasped their hands. "Greetings, young emperor." The entire area became completely silent. The hundreds of clans and 10,000 cultivators were silent. Their expressions suddenly changed as they stared at Wang Lin with shock and disbelief in their eyes. Young emperor was real. This matter had been announced by the great emperor a few months ago, but no one had seen him. This was the first time these cultivators had seen the young emperor in person. Young emperor? The middle-aged man from the Soul Serpent clan turned pale and horror filled his eyes. His heart pounded rapidly, his mouth turned dry, and cold sweat appeared on his forehead. He stared at Wang Lin and was dumbfounded. There was also the 13th fallen elder. His expression changed greatly and he subconsciously took a few steps back. His mind trembled and his eyes were filled with fear. He would never have expected his guess to be true. When I saw the armored dragon clan, I should have realized it. The 9th fallen elder was stripped of his title due to offending this person. I tried to use him to show my might. The River Creek patriarch trembled and licked his dried lips. He began to panic in his heart. The messenger began to respectfully explain, "I made young emperor wait long. It takes a while to open this passage, so it took some time." After he spoke, the surrounding 10,000 cultivators reacted. The actual time to open the passage hadn't arrived, they should have had to wait a few more hours for it to open. To open the passage early, this young emperor. In the fallen land, there have only been 2 young emperor, and now a third one has appeared. This third young emperor must be valued even more than the previous 2, or else the passage wouldn't be open early. This kind of thing has never happened before. The 13th fallen elder is really blind to provoke the young emperor. I want to see how he intends to deal with this. There is also the Soul Serpent clan's head elder. I fear he will also suffer. The words of the messenger had set off a huge wave in the hearts of the surrounding cultivators. Wang Lin calmly nodded at the cultivators before him. "Young emperor, please enter the great emperor planet." The messenger respectfully stepped to the side and made way. Wang Lin slowly walked forward into the passage that had opened up, accompanied by the messenger. After seeing this, the 13th fallen elder relaxed. He felt that Wang Lin wasn't the vengeful type and wouldn't make it difficult on him. No matter what, he was still a fallen elder. Even if the other party was the young emperor, he would still have to give a fallen elder some face. Maybe he could even use this method to earn a favor. This person is benevolent. Although he is the young emperor, he is an easily bullied man. Just as he thought he was lucky, his pupils shrank. Just as Wang Lin took a few steps, he suddenly turned around and looked at the middle-aged man from the Soul Serpent clan. Wang Lin's gaze was cold. The moment it landed on the middle-aged man, his body trembled and more cold sweat appeared. He felt as if Wang Lin's gaze could pierce through his mind and was filled with coldness. The messenger beside Wang Lin also stopped and revealed a hint of doubt. He also looked at the middle-aged man from the Soul Serpent clan, and his expression became gloomy. "Capture him." The messenger's voice was cold. In an instant, the people around him rushed forward toward the middle-aged man. The middle-aged man from the Soul Serpent clan revealed a look of despair. The expression of the Soul Serpent clan members behind him changed greatly, and they were filled with fear. His sin doesn't deserve death, but the Soul Serpent clan is stripped of their right to participate in the Fallen Elder selection. Wang Lin's voice was low, but it clearly echoed in the ears of the surrounding cultivators. The cultivators charging at the middle-aged man stopped and retreated behind Wang Lin without any hesitation. The middle-aged man from the Soul Serpent clan was pale, and when he heard Wang Lin's words, he trembled once more. Even more despair filled his eyes. Those words were several times worse than killing him. It has to be said that even if he died, it would just be one person. Although he was saved, he had become the sinner of the entire clan. The middle-aged man clasped his hands and bitterly smiled. "Thank you, young emperor, for having mercy." Wang Lin's attention drifted away from him and his gaze fell on the River Creek Patriarch, the 13th Fallen Elder. The 13th Fallen Elder's heart skipped a beat and his face turned ashen. Wang Lin pointed at the 13th Fallen Elder and slowly said to the messenger, "Strip him of his Fallen Elder status, and make him kneel on the Dark Scorpion planet for 100 years. The messenger hesitated for a moment, but when he saw the coldness flashing through Wang Lin's eyes, he nodded. The River Creek clan loses their spot in the Fallen Elder selection. After Wang Lin finished speaking, he looked at the Cloud Escape Patriarch not far away and said, "Break one of your arms, and don't let it happen again." The Cloud Escape Patriarch felt cold sweat appear on his forehead. He knew that Wang Lin was powerful, and he had intentionally glanced at Wang Lin to make the 13th Fallen Elder provoke Wang Lin. He didn't expect Wang Lin to notice his intention. At this moment, he clenched his teeth, his right hand formed a sword, and he pointed at his left shoulder without hesitation. With a bang, all the meridians in his left arm were broken. The Cloud Escape Patriarch's face was deathly pale as he softly said, "Thank you, young emperor, for showing mercy. Junior knows his wrongdoing." Wang Lin turned around and calmly walked into the passage. The surroundings were even more silent. The gazes of the 10,000 cultivators gathered on Wang Lin, and their minds were shaken. However, some people felt disdain toward Wang Lin's behavior and felt that he was nothing without his backing. If this person wasn't the young emperor, he wouldn't be so arrogant. There isn't just one young emperor. He came to the Great Emperor planet to participate in the Young Emperor trial. Only by successfully passing it can he become a true young emperor. That's right, the Young Emperor trial is extremely difficult. Over the years, there were many qualified participants, and although they weren't appointed by the Great Emperor personally, none of them passed. Even though he was appointed personally by the Great Emperor, it will be difficult for him to pass. The duty of the Young Emperor is very important. They can even take over the place of the Great Emperor to rule the entire fallen land. Even though the Sovereign Council has to be respectful toward the Young Emperor. The messenger followed Wang Lin and gradually closed in on the passage. Just as he entered, he felt a tearing force come from the edge of the passage, and there was also a magnetic force. His origin soul loosened as if it was going to be sucked out from his body. However, the suction within the passage wasn't strong. If one was outside, the tearing magnetic force would be terrifying. However, just as Wang Lin moved 100 feet, his expression changed and he looked into the distance. A heaven-shaking rumble came from the distance. This roar was extremely shocking and immediately disrupted the silence outside. Even the expression of the messenger changed. An octagonal compass flew from the distance. This compass was about 1,000 feet wide and gave off glaring light. There was also a large amount of rune marks flashing, making it look even more imposing. The compass got closer and closer. It closed in on the Great Emperor planet in an instant. There were two people standing on it. The person in front was a long-haired woman. Her hair was like silk and she was very beautiful. Her eyes were like moonlight and charmed all the surrounding cultivators. She stood there like a fairy, her clothes moving gently along with her hair. Beside her stood a middle-aged man. His expression was gloomy and he was like a mountain, with a pressure spreading out from his body. This pressure hit like a storm, causing the expressions of the surrounding cultivators to change, and they retreated. There was blurry smoke surrounding the man. The smoke contained distorted faces that gave off silent roars. There were more than 1,000,000 different faces showing up. Joss flames. Third step cultivators. Some people immediately recognized what the smoke was, and their expressions changed greatly. This little girl is Yun Luo. I came to represent the Sovereign Council to greet the Great Emperor. I was invited by the head of the Fallen Council, and I greet all fellow Fallen Land cultivators. Master Simo greets the Great Emperor. The man beside the woman looked at the Great Emperor planet with an indifferent gaze. However, his expression immediately changed and became filled with killing intent. He had spotted Wang Lin inside the passage to the Great Emperor planet. Wang Lin also saw Master Simo. Their gazes weren't distant, and they collided like two swords that could destroy the world. Little bastard. Master Simo's voice squeezed through his teeth, and it contained powerful killing intent. Wang Lin's expression was calm as he slowly said, "Loser. You can only rely on words. What kind of third step cultivator are you? You? Do you are to fight me?" The thing Master Simo hated the most was his avatar being killed. Now that Wang Lin had brought it up, his killing intent was monstrous. Wang Lin smiled. There was mockery in his eyes as he said, "Do you dare to enter this magnetic fog to destroy your cultivation until you fall down to fifth heaven's blight and battle me?" After he spoke, the surroundings went into an uproar. Master Simo was startled and was unable to say a word, but his expression was extremely gloomy. He didn't dare. Fellow cultivator is very sharp. I just don't know what your name is. Could you tell Yun Luo? The long-haired woman smiled and her gaze was like moonlight as she looked at Wang Lin. However, to Wang Lin, that smile was extremely pretentious and made him feel disgusted. The position of the Sovereign Council's Grandmaster isn't based on cultivation level. It is a title passed down by each generation. You're just a cheeky little girl that has cultivated for less than 1,000 years, and you dare to call me fellow cultivator. No respect for your seniors. Is this how your predecessor taught you? Wang Lin's expression was cold, and his words were even colder. The woman was startled for a moment and a hint of gloominess appeared on her face, but she soon returned to normal. She revealed a gentle smile as she slightly bowed toward Wang Lin and said, "This little girl has learned her lesson. I wonder if Senior can tell me his name." This woman had asked Wang Lin's name twice and had already attracted Wang Lin's attention. Although he didn't know of any spells that used one's name, the Grandmaster of the Sovereign Council had extremely strange and unfathomable spells. When he thought of how she could calculate where he was hiding as if she had seen it herself, Wang Lin couldn't help but remember another person he had a profound memory of, the All-Seer. In truth, in all his life as a cultivator, the All-Seer was the one person Wang Lin couldn't see through and did dread the most. Not even Daoist water could create the same sense of dread. At this moment, Wang Lin's expression was calm, but his heart was vigilant. He looked at the woman and slowly said, "Shu Mu." His name was no secret for those that wanted to know. However, Wang Lin vaguely felt that her finding out and him saying it himself were different. The woman's eyes lit up. After saying the name, Shu Mu, 3 times in her heart, she made an almost indiscernible frown. If this person doesn't personally say his real name, I can't use the name puppet spell on him. Wang Lin turned around. He didn't look back at the woman and Master Simo and went deeper into the tunnel. The messenger quickly followed, and the two disappeared into the distance. While moving forward, Wang Lin's eyes lit up. What he had done to the River Creek clan and the Soul Snake clan were done to test the Great Emperor. The Great Emperor was too mysterious and had suddenly given Wang Lin many benefits, so it couldn't be helped that he had become cautious. In order to know other parties' plot, he must test them. The matter with the Armored Dragon clan was the same, and the matter with the River Creek clan and the Soul Serpent clan was also the same. Only by constantly prodding could Wang Lin find the other party's bottom line. He stripped 2 fallen elders of their titles, he let me pick the Armored Dragon clan's patriarch, and he even let me revoke the rights of 2 clans to participate in the fallen elder selection. All of this is above his bottom line. Perhaps the Fallen Council means nothing to the Great Emperor. Wang Lin pondered a bit and his eyes lit up. He suddenly said something to the messenger behind him. The Dark Scorpion Patriarch is not bad, I intend for him to become a fallen elder. The messenger was startled and hesitated for a moment. Wang Lin's gaze swept by the messenger, and his pupils shrank. He vaguely felt like the messenger was using some special method to send a message to someone. After pondering for a bit, the messenger seemed to no longer hesitate and nodded. Since young emperor has personally appointed him, it is naturally not a problem. Wang Lin revealed a smile and continued to walk forward. However, his smile gradually disappeared after he turned around. I was right. The mysterious great emperor doesn't care about the fallen council at all. Who the hell is he? Wang Lin silently pondered as the two of them moved through the passage. Shortly after, they arrived at the great emperor planet. Seeing the planet up close, Wang Lin suppressed the shock and carefully looked at it. There was a powerful sense of majesty rotating around the planet. Wang Lin stepped into the planet under the guidance of the messenger. There is no atmosphere. As soon as he entered the planet, he noticed all the strange things about the planet. This was the first time he hadn't encountered an atmosphere when he entered a planet. There were no mountains on the entire Great Emperor planet. It was all plains, and there was a lot of strange vegetation growing. Many of them had leaves so big that several people could lie down on them without feeling crowded. At a glance, these plants were endless and seemed to cover the entire planet. Only in the northwest region did the vegetation lessen, revealing a grey-colored ground. There was also an open area about 500 kilometers wide, and there were countless restrictions placed there. Staring at the restrictions, Wang Lin's eyes lit up and a thought appeared in his mind. That is the location of the Fallen Elder selection. When the messenger saw Wang Lin's gaze lock onto the northwest region, he quickly explained. After explaining, the messenger clasped his hands and said, "Young master, this subordinate has been instructed to bring you here. I still have to go back to bring in the other cultivators. If young emperor has no other orders, then this subordinate will take his leave." Wang Lin didn't intend to keep this person here. He clasped his hands and said, "Many thanks." Wang Lin's personality had always been to treat others how they treated him. Since the messenger had been respectful to him both times they met, he would naturally not make any trouble for the messenger. Young emperor can first get familiar with the great emperor planet. When the fallen elder selection starts tomorrow, there will be someone sent to notify young emperor. The messenger bowed before disappearing into the distance. After this person left, it felt as if Wang Lin was the only person left on this large planet. His gaze lingered on the arena to the northwest before he withdrew it and disappeared. When he appeared, he was outside the arena. The 500-kilometer arena was unimaginably large to mortals. It would take a full day to cross it with fast horses. However, for cultivators, this arena was just all right. Outside the restrictions around the arena, Wang Lin raised his right hand pressed down. At this moment, a powerful force gathered from the void and rushed toward Wang Lin's hand. In an instant, a tortoise shell-like object formed before Wang Lin's right hand. There were endless swirls on the edge of the tortoise shell that continued to rapidly rotate. Wang Lin's right hand touched the shell and he suddenly felt a powerful force coming from it. His right hand went numb and he was pushed back 3 steps before he finally stopped. Wang Lin sensed the aura of an ancient soul inside that rebound force. What a powerful restriction! This isn't the annihilation restriction, life and death restriction, or time restriction. It looks like the rumored 4th great restriction that has been lost in time, the ancient soul restriction. Wang Lin's eyes lit up. When the messenger was here, he had already noticed something strange about the restriction, so he had come here to check. Now that he had seen up close, he was surprised. Interesting. Wang Lin's eyes lit up. He knew that people would be brought here by the messenger soon, so he didn't have time to waste. He flew up, and once he was in the air, thunder flashed in his right eye. His hand formed a seal and the thunder tattoo in his right eye immediately flew out. A giant thunder tattoo formed before Wang Lin. The moment the thunder tattoo appeared, it attracted the endless thunder of the world and the sky became grey. The entire planet became dim due to the appearance of the thunder clouds. Wang Lin pushed the thunder tattoo and moved like a meteor toward the arena. The thunder tattoo rumbled as it fell with Wang Lin toward the arena. Just as the thunder tattoo closed in on the arena emitted a flash of light. This grey light was like a cloud fog, and it appeared out of thin air. The light quickly condensed to form a tortoise shell. The side of the tortoise shell was several times larger than the one that had formed from Wang Lin's test before. It also contained swirls that were rapidly rotating on its edge. The thunder rumbled, then Wang Lin's eyes lit up and the thunder tattoo closed in. At this moment, the tortoise shell rapidly expanded and covered the whole arena. Wang Lin's pupils shrank and he sucked in a breath of cold air. What tortoise shell? This was obviously a giant tortoise 500 kilometers large. There was a giant head under the shell to the west side of the arena. There were also the 4 feet that belonged to this tortoise, along with the tail on the east side of the arena. In this short period of time, a giant tortoise had appeared. An ancient aura spread out across the planet. The giant tortoise was grey and its eyes were clear. When Wang Lin closed in, it let out a roar. This roar was heaven-shaking and twisted the space around it. The sky changed colors and endless sound waves echoed. This scene was extremely shocking. The giant tortoise was roaring at the sky, looking extremely ferocious. Its entire body gave off a grey glow as its 4 feet popped out. The sharp nails on its feet could rip open the sky. Several bumps appeared on its tail and several green spikes poked out. They obviously contain very powerful poison. Then a horn pushed out of its head. An aura of water spread out from the giant tortoise and made Wang Lin have the illusion that he was looking at the ocean. It was as if this place had turned into a vast ocean. Wang Lin waved his hand and the thunder tattoo returned to his right eye. He didn't intend to attack this arena, he had only used the thunder tattoo to force the restriction around the arena to activate completely. Now that he had achieved his purpose, Wang Lin quickly retreated and his eyes revealed a strange light. It really is the ancient soul restriction. As Wang Lin retreated, the giant tortoise lowered its head and its body slowly dissipated. A moment later, everything returned to normal. Among the 4 great restrictions, the ancient soul restriction was very mysterious and had been lost for many years. However, the remaining clues showed that the ancient soul restriction was related to beasts. It utilized the souls of beasts as the body of the restriction using special methods, and it was extremely powerful. This video will end here.